Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Warnick, Program Coordinator for Multi-Region Purchasing Co-op, and I am going to spend the next several minutes walking you through the steps of accessing our shared members Google folder and also showing you a few things in regard to Buy American and our bid catalogs and also the procurement review documents folder because many of you are going through your um, audits this year, and I have a cheat sheet that might help you with that. So let's get started and let me share my screen. Now, if you are not familiar with how to even get to the place where you'll locate the members shared folder, there are a couple of ways. The first is if you've not been to that folder before and bookmarked it, then starting through the Region 10 website is probably the easiest way. You are looking at the Region 10 website, and once you're on this main page, you will go to Operations, which is that tab at the top, Nutrition Services, and then Multi-Region Purchasing Co-op. And once you click on that, it will take you to our homepage for MRPC. And from there, you will see a left navigation panel. And obviously, members-MRPC is the link you want to select. Now, we do have a food show tab, and then labels and links gives you just some various links to, well, just take a look at it. Things that might be important to you. Obviously, you can access Maestro forecasting from this tab. There is the MRPC product service comment form. That's if you are experiencing any issues with deliveries or quality of product. We do have a formal process in place. You'll need to fill that form out and then send it to me. And then a few other things, such as K-12 food service, processor link, square meals, all kinds of fun stuff. We are focusing on the members tab, and this does require a login. It is the same password for every member, and it's all lowercase letters, all one word, which is MRPC member 23. You might get, oh, well, I think I did not type that in correctly. Okay. You might get prompted to update that password, which you can do that or not. That's a personal choice. Um, so now that you're inside the members tab, first you're going to see GDSN Connect, and I will be getting to that soon. You can peruse information about that. If you click on that link for the MRPC GDSN Connect, it's going to take you to some special web pages that give you more information and details about that program. I will be doing a walkthrough of that program and releasing that soon, so stay tuned on that. If you scroll down underneath the co-op members Google folders, you're going to see a link to the co-op member folder. Now, I have outlined what you'll find in that folder down below if you're wondering what's in the folder, and I'm going to update this with school year 25-26. But clicking on that link will take you to the shared Google Drive folder. Once you land on this main page, and you should see that it's the MRPC external co-op members, go ahead and bookmark that to make it easier to come back to. Up here, and you'll see I've got it bookmarked, but depending on the internet browser you're using, there should be a little star or some kind of a little icon that allows you to bookmark this particular Google site or Google page. And you can simply add that to your bookmark bar up here. Or if you're like me and you've got a lot of bookmarks, there should be an ability to open up a list of all your bookmarks. And you can title that in any way. Once you click on the star or the icon, it's going to let you title that how you want. Highly encourage you to do that so you don't have to go through all those steps getting to our members folder. Now, in this folder, this is where you find all the procurement review documents. So if you're going through your AR and you get to that procurement review portion of the audit, once that auditor starts asking for certain solicitation documents or bid responses, published ads, evaluations, that's where you will find all of those documents, including W-9s. Now, some of you may be receiving products directly if you're processing from processors. Maybe you're new to the co-op and you need a W-9 for any vendor you're using that you haven't used in the past. So in the procurement review documents folder, this is where you find, and I've got a few years back because obviously going through that AR, they're looking at the previous school year. You might need to look back a little further for internal purposes. I always keep about 3 or 4 years worth of documents on the Google Drive. But if you're looking for W-9s for the current school year, you can open up the current school year folder. It is organized by RFP, a request for proposal. Keeping in mind, we often award more than one vendor to each RFP if possible. We are a large co-op and very spread out. So let's say you're looking for a W-9 for one of the ice cream vendors. You can open up that ice cream folder and you'll see in most of the folders, unless it's a brand new bid for this school year, there are original bid documents and renewal documents. Knowing that it's a renewal year, step into that folder, and now you see the 3 vendors that are awarded for this year. We're down to 2 because Bluebonnet did go out of business, but we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about where do you get these W-9s? If you open up that vendor's folder, you should see there is a new W-9 in their renewal documents that they submitted, along with a lot of other information. Same with the Buy American deviations. If it's a bid for food items, there is going to be that Buy American deviations form that should list every product they offer that does not meet the Buy American rule. Now, we also collect this in our bid catalogs, which we'll look at in a minute. So that's where you find all of the procurement review documents and maybe some documents you need for this current school year. Now, obviously, I can click on that little cookie crumb trail up here to get back to where we were, back to that main folder. We've got a procurement tools folder, and I am working on updating this. But if you're using our procurement procedures manuals, the code of conduct manuals, you'll find a folder for documents like that. There are procurement template documents, which contain all types of things that might help you procure on your own, such as a small purchase acquisition tool. I'm about to update a lot of formal procurement documents in there. We've got commodity tracking templates, and then Spotlight series are some videos I did a few years ago and some PowerPoint documents. All right. Bulk of the folder here is current school year. Where do you locate those bid catalogs and any other documents like Buy American letters if needed and various other things? You've got 3 folders here. You've got previous school year, current school year, and upcoming school year. Yes, we are there. I'm going to focus on school year 25-26 because that's where we are. Now, I have not gathered a lot of Buy American letters. I am struggling with if we're collecting the current Buy American data in our bid catalogs, and TDA did confirm in our produce catalogs, if we are collecting the answer and justification from our vendors every month, that is sufficient. If we were to try and collect letters for every item that did not meet the Buy American, that's hundreds of items still, unfortunately. And we're working through that, but it would be a lot of letters. So stay tuned on that. If you are looking for any of the letters about supply chain issues, pricing increases, maybe there's an ingredient change, or maybe a processor changed something about their products and it affects the drawdown of commodity pounds, you'll find that in the manufacturer letters folder in the current school year folder. And please pay attention. I'm telling you this today that I just added a couple of letters. One was from Hardee's about the crops being affected in Arizona because of the rains and transitions coming out of California to make up for that loss. And it is creating a really bad situation. Also, Cisco, even if you don't do business with Cisco, they sent in 3 really great reports about the row crops. So I really encourage you to take a look at those letters and understand all the produce is being affected by this right now because pricing is going to go up. So please pay attention to these folders. Also, any kind of discontinuations of products you're going to find in here. So, access this folder quite often. It gets updated, and I'm not bombarding you with emails about that. Now, bid catalogs. Obviously, we've got a huge folder of all our awarded bid catalogs. But before I jump into this, just a few more forms. Right now, we've got this mid-year new item request going on that is available to you. You should have received a link for that. I've included the forecast that occurred in Maestro and submitted manually. So if you can't find your forecast from this school year that you did last year, it's actually in an Excel spreadsheet. And all you have to do is download this document, filter down to only your school, and then you'll have your report. I know sometimes we forget to pull those out of Maestro at the time, and once Maestro closes, you can't access that report. I've included that Buy American Spend Tracker. Now, remember, I introduced this a few weeks ago to help you document your commercial food sales and your non-domestic food sales, and then it calculates what percentage of non-domestic spending is happening within your food service, and are you within that 10% cap? So if you need to access that spend tracker document, it's here in the current 25-26 folder. Got a bid calendar and awarded vendor list. All right, bid catalogs. Let's talk about that for a minute. All of our bid catalogs are in this folder, and they have a lead-in title of which RFP are they awarded. For example, Coca-Cola is on our beverages container. Brothers is on our fresh produce. Scroll down and it's alphabetical, by the way. Then there's ice cream. You've got kitchen chemicals. Full line grocery is our Labatt, but if you are with the Prospering Pals group of districts, that is the North Texas full line grocery. I had to do something to separate the two because they are very specific to each group of districts. Now, I want to comment on the Buy American column and each of our catalogs. And I just received the biggest update from Labatt. I am still working with Cisco. All of our produce vendors have a Buy American column. Pretty much everything that has food on it has a Buy American column. And we are double checking in with our awarded vendors to get that column updated. You will see, I think most of them are highlighted in yellow, and basically it's the header cell that states, does it meet the Buy American provision? And we're looking at the Labatt catalog right now. So this is going to tell you, yes, it does. There's a yes there. That means it's domestic. If there's an NA, that means it is a non-edible item. That is a pizza box. It's not a food item. So it is not even applicable to the Buy American provision. Also, you do not count non-edible items in your Buy American tracking spend spreadsheet. Only food items, either domestic, meaning they are US grown or US sourced, or they're non-domestic, meaning they came from another country. They were grown and sourced from another country and brought in. Even though a lot of manufacturers may be bringing in products from other countries and packaging them, which might include slicing, dicing, packaging, mixing, whatever, it still counts as a non-domestic because if it's 51% or 50% less of US grown sourced product, then it does not meet the Buy American rule. So you will see things like crackers here, Annie's crackers, that do not meet the Buy American. We are seeing a lot of cereals and grain products. A lot of the grains are being brought in, and especially oats, like from Canada. So if you are not sure if something meets, please check the bid catalog and look to see in that Buy American column. Now, I will tell you that there are still a few items we're working on getting answers from. Um, a lot was learned going into the school year where we thought things were meeting the Buy American and they weren't. And it has been a work in progress and still is. So be patient. If you can get answers on items that we're not showing yet, maybe you're in touch with a manufacturer or something like that, please share that with us. It is a group effort getting this exact. If you're not sure when the catalog was updated, there should be an updated date at the top of the catalog so you can see, but also another way to understand when was something updated. If you're in the bid catalog Google Drive folder, and let's say you're going to look at that North Texas catalog, you can see a date modified over here. And you'll see that the last date this catalog was modified was on October 7th. But if you look at the full line grocery catalog for Labatt, you see it was updated at 9:50 this morning. So that's also another great way to step in and look as a quick look before you download anything. Has that catalog been updated since I last downloaded the catalog? I don't highlight all the updates, but you just simply need to replace your catalog. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the cheat sheet that I provide for the procurement review. Now, this is found, let me go back to that procurement review folder here. Whoops, I went too far back. So in the procurement review documents folder, and whichever school year you're stepping into, we'll look at the 24-25 because those in a review right now, that's the school year that the auditors are looking at. You've got all these folders, but also in the main folder there for procurement reviews for 24-25 is a cheat sheet. It is an Excel spreadsheet, and it looks like this. It has 4 tabs. The first one is just simply instructions. The second one is formal contracts. When you are in the first phase of that procurement review, your first steps are completing the procurement review table. And when you get to the formal contract section, it asks you a lot of questions about the contracts. I have provided you with all the answers to all those questions for every single one of our vendors currently or who were awarded last year. So when you get to that PR table and you step into the formal contracts, and of course you can filter and sort this in any way. You can filter that or sort it by name of vendor A to Z, which will probably make it a little easier on you. Find the vendor you're using, and here are all your answers to all the questions. What's the contract duration? What type of a solicitation? Was it fixed price? Were there any amendments? What contract year is this in? So use the cheat sheet. This will make your life easier in that PR table. All right. That is pretty much it on how to get to the members folder, where you go to find your review documents or current catalog documents, and grab that cheat sheet if you're in a review. If you have any questions, please reach out to any one of us. We can help you navigate the members Google folder, and that's including Diane, Angela, and Elizabeth. All right. Thanks for watching and have a great day.